Good morning, everyone. It's almost 5 o'clock here from my current location somewhere in the Midwest. Obviously, I'm in a hotel, but I am currently on a trip. I want to thank all of my subscribers from the bottom of my heart for sticking with me through this transition. It was kind of an unexpected transition from my business in its current form, and it will start to take on a new form as I change my business model. I also wish to thank the 3 new subscribers that have subscribed this week. I hope you guys find it very educational. And now, as to why I am making this video, besides saying hello and thank you to everyone that's watching. Okay. I'm always a person that believes in bettering yourself. So I've done that, and I see bettering myself and bettering my business as one and the same. And I think everybody should do that. Whether they're an entrepreneur or, they may even have a college degree or not, and looking for something better than what they're doing. Find something that you may like to do and just go out and do it. For instance, I like to drive. So I made it my business model to go out and drive. And then I upgraded it, and I upgraded it again. So that's what happened. Now, on to some current event stuff. Stuff that's happened in the last 48 hours. And the reason I waited to make a video instead of jumping on like everybody else is because I wanted to wait and see everything that came out. Even though I knew from the onset, in fact, I was probably one of the first 1,000 people to start calling it as a false flag op on social media, which is basically the fake bombs. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. The fake bombs. Hell, I'm already demonetized. Might as well keep it going. The fake bombs that were sent to all the prominent Democrats, or if you want to call them prominent Democrats, just liberals, really. Now, here's a few things in case you guys really haven't been paying attention. All my alarms went off when this whole thing really started. First off, you got to look at a few things. Timing. This happened very conveniently a few, basically a matter of days before the midterm elections. The Democrats probably saw their early poll numbers come in, which those numbers had just came out from people that were voting absentee, and they start panicking, and so they probably had, somebody in a deep state or on the left somewhere probably had this ready to go somewhere in the bag, to generate a sympathy vote. And some people have said, well, that's crazy. Why would they do something like that? For the same reason, if you look at history, it's the same reason that the Nazis did it back in Germany when the brown shirts, basically that's who I like to compare Antifa to, the modern day Antifa, to the brown shirts of the Nazi era, or the Nazi party, I'm sorry. The Nazis actually burned, set fire to the Reichstag, and blamed somebody else, even though they set the fire. The other thing is, The false attack on um, the German radio tower by quote-unquote Polish soldiers. Really, they were German soldiers dressed up as Polish soldiers, and then I think the operation was called Operation Himmler, and you can look that up. But that basically is the same reason. That attack through Operation Himmler gave the Nazis the excuse they needed to invade Poland and kick off World War II. The fire at the Reichstag basically cemented the Nazis' hold of power over Germany in the 30s. So yes, a false flag can be incredibly persuasive in a propaganda war if done correctly. Now, where these guys, now let me go ahead and point out the problems with this situation. Again, first off is timing. Right before the midterm elections, it was a panic move. You also have it also brought information, it also brought attention away from the several thousand strong migrant caravan that is currently on its way here to the U.S. Excuse me. And it also draws attention away from the second caravan that is on its way currently. So there you got three political motivations for this. Then, of course, again, we talked about the sympathy vote right before the midterm to kind of like try and sway people, or to think that the conservatives are the ones that are violent and stuff like that, even though the left's been violent since election day 2016. Okay, now let's look at the bombs. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have seen the pictures circulating around. First off, the bomb, CNN, who got a package, they actually posted a picture of it before, or actually, they posted a picture of the bomb that they got, and there's an ongoing investigation. And that's one thing that never happens. But thankfully they did, because that picture and the several that they've sent out and so on and so forth has offered a lot of clues. The bombs are all pretty much the same design. Law enforcement personnel have gone on record saying that the bombs are basically duds. They were not designed to go off. They were designed to look like bombs, but there's no way they can go off. So that's another red flag. So here we go. We got timing. That's one red flag. Drawing attention away or creating propaganda. That's a second red flag. The device itself is a third red flag. Not to mention the incredible grammatical errors, trying to make it look like somebody that did not or was not really educated or know how to spell. Now, I can understand if you misspell a name, people could look that up. However, one of the packages, I think they misspelled Florida. So, a lot of things like that. That's number 4. Red flag number 5. The postage was not even. I talked to a buddy of mine who's with the postal service. He's like, for something that has weight to it, that's not even enough postage for that. So that's red flag number 5 for me. Red flag number 6 is the postage itself. If you look at the stamps, they are not canceled out, so they weren't mailed, or USPS basically would have caught it one way or another. Well, no, actually, they would. Well, they could have. Well, that's up for debate. So, but the stamps themselves were not canceled out. There's no postage marking, either by USPS. Obviously, they didn't send it through FedEx or been canceled out that way, or UPS, same thing. So there is a lot of. So these were actually hand delivered. So that's another red flag. And then there's so I think we're up to 7 red flags now. Let's go to red flag number 8. Red flag number 8. If you look at who they were sent to, the first person they were sent to was George. It was sent to was George Soros, and that should tell you something in itself. Trying to generate sympathy for that one, even though he's the man that's he hates America and he's trying to bring down our republic, for the globalist agenda. So you got that one. That's red flag number 8. They were sent to him, George Brennan. Basically, everybody on that have basically made themselves a, if you want to call it, a target for conservatives to talk crap about. So they were conveniently selected. The only one I don't think got one, which is not incredibly surprising. Actually, I think 2 of them. I have not heard of Senator Foxahanis or Senator Spartacus. I haven't heard of them getting one, but I heard Crazy Auntie Maxine got one. I heard Senator Harris got one. Of course, the Clintons, the Obamas, John Brennan, our deep state guy. Pretty much everybody's deep state on this list. So you have a lot of you got a lot of them that have basically made themselves. They put themselves out there, calling for violence, and the funny thing is they get it. They conveniently have these sent to them. And then there's red flag number 9. All of them arrived, with the exception of Soros, all of them arrived on the same day at pretty much the same time. Now, I don't care what anybody thinks of the mail service, but nobody gets their mail at pretty much the same time. And the people that these were sent to, and this goes to red flag number 10, they were sent to people who obviously don't open their own mail. And so these are the red flags that myself and a lot of other people were able to point out immediately. And like I said, those are just 10 that we're able to point out from the offset. So, of course, there's people that are still arguing, why would they do that? Da, 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 da. Well, if you want to be a sheeple, that's on you. But I gotta get up and get ready to go. But I thought I'd make this a short video real quick. Okay, so it's not so short. It's almost 15 minutes. But thanks for watching. And you guys prepare yourself. It's never a question of if, it's a question of when. And now you have the survivor's edge. stay informed.